Hello, welcome to all. This is Dr. P. Shobha Rani, Professor in Department of CSE RMD Engineering College. Today we will try to discuss about the object-oriented software engineering topic of agility and process. Agility and process, everyone know about it. Agility is nothing but a quicker way of performing the production in a consistent way and an easy way. That only we'll try to call it as agility. And process is nothing but how do you do the process of your project is only the process. So a simple way, quicker way, and a consistent way. If you wanted to deploy your project, we normally go for the agility process. Actually, we'll try to understand what is meant by agility, and then agility and the cost of change. What is an agile process? What is meant by an agility principles, and then agile manifesto and advantages and disadvantages of the agile development. First, we'll try to understand what is meant by agility. Agility is nothing but, as I told you already, ability to move quickly, easily, and consistently. Software development, actually it is a software development, builds a software incrementally using a short iterations of 1 to 4 weeks. Suppose if your project is about 9 months, that means 9 for about 32 weeks are there. We are going to do the software development for every 4 weeks. We'll make use of the deployment or a development process to be done by making use of the agility. Okay, the main principle is to achieve agility. It removes unnecessary activities that waste the time and the effort. I will explain what is meant by unnecessary activity. Suppose if you start the project at the beginning of the first month, and we are not going to view that, we are not going to make that agility, and you are going to do the deployment at the end of the 9th month. There are few unnecessary activities where we were not in need of it. Those are all will waste our time as well as effort and money. Because of that only, for every 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we'll try to apply the agility process. What is meant by agility process is nothing but, see, for example, we have an ideas and we define that ideas, we do the coding of that particular idea, and we integrate the various types of the ideas, and we will send that to the testing. As I told you, this will be a unique testing, as in the form of a manual testing or maybe in the software testing, and then we'll have the final product that will be delivered to you. That is nothing but the traditional method of doing it. That means you define, you code, you integrate, and you test it. But this will change, this will make us to go for unnecessary activities and unnecessary time and effort. How it will be now? See, for example, you have an idea. This is the agile method. You just try to view this diagram properly. This is an agile method. This is an agile method. You will give an ideas and you try to define that ideas, and you integrate, and you code it, you integrate, and you try to do the review immediately. Review is nothing but you are going to make a testing. After completing the testing, you will go for the review, and you adjust whatever you wanted to do this one. And again, the next week you try to give an idea, you just define those ideas, you write the coding, and then you do the testing, and then you review and adjust like that. See, for example, imagine that 4 weeks you have first week you do, second week you do, third week you do, and then you will have the a final software, that is within 1 month what you will be able to do that one, such that every time, for every weekend, you are going to do the testing, as well as you are going to review and adjust the meeting, such that if there are any unnecessary activities or few of the activities you wanted to introduce at this moment itself, you will be able to introduce that. Because of that only, you are going to go for the agility processor. And see here, the deployment, see, it is a simple example of a graph example that has been shown here. Development schedule process, and then the development cost and all. See, the blue color line is showing the agile process, and then the black color is showing the conventional software, that is nothing but the traditional software. It is starting from the zero point of x-axis and y-axis. How much it is? See, it is the cost of change using the conventional software is increased more more, and the cost of change using the agile process is very less. Okay, this is because of the regular ideas, regular coding, regular planning, and regular testing, and as well as the regular frequency. Instead of regular, a frequent testing, and then the frequent reviews, and then frequent adjustments that made your agile process to cost less, and the cost less manpowers than the compared to the conventional software process. See here, an agile process reduces the cost of change because software is released in increments and change can be better controlled within an increment. What is an agile process? An agile process is one that addresses following three assumptions. One is it is difficult to predict in advance which software requirements will persist and which will change. What is the meaning of this one is it is very difficult at the beginning stage that which software requirements will persist, means which will withstand and which will change. That is the meaning of at the beginning of the project you will not be able to predict. It is equally difficult to predict how customer priorities will change as the project process, because the customer day by day you keeps on giving the review or you keeps on adjusting the project. The customer may come with the different requirements or different priorities, as we have to give the value of the customer priorities as well as the project proceedings. And then it is very difficult to predict how much design is necessary before construction. You may not be knowing that how much of design is necessary for that particular project before you go for the coding itself. That means at the level of communication level, at the level of planning level, and at the level of design level, you may not be knowing that how much of design it is necessary. You cannot predict it also. And then analysis, design, concept testing are not as predictable. That means you may not be able to predict it at your planning level itself, or maybe at your design level itself. That's what they wanted to say, that these are all the three assumptions. For this sake only, we are going the agile process, where that particular project or maybe particular process has been divided into various types of the task, and each takes make it as each takes to complete within 1 week or maybe 4 weeks and all, and then try to review it and try to do the testing. If any queries are existing, or if any flaws are existing, we will try to rectify, such that we will not drag that to the final production of the deployment. To manage all this unpredictability, agile process permits incremental adoption. What is this incremental adoption is nothing but customer feedback. By delivering a quick operational regularly, frequently, you will be getting the customer feedback by delivering a quick operational prototype. We will see agile principles. There are 12 agile principles are there, and those are all very simple, and we wanted to understand what is the customer satisfaction. Customers need to be satisfied with the quick delivery of the product at the earliest, as we all know this one. Next one is a welcome change. If the customer is in the development process, or maybe if the stakeholder or maybe the client is in need of the changes in the development process, it should be adjusted, it should be addressed and handled as soon as possible. And delivery frequently. You are not going to, don't ever plan the delivery of the entire project at a time. You try to deliver it frequently. The focus must be with the continuous delivery of the software in a short time cycle. Hope you understood. And then work together. Work together means, see, the developers, the marketing people, and the business units, everyone should sit together and they have to work together. Then only everyone's idea or maybe everyone's query can be implemented if it is necessary in the process of the deployment. Next one is motivated team. Obviously, you should have a motivated team, not the team which are not interested in doing that project. You should have the motivated team. Then you will trust. You should have a trust between one another. Then you will be able to work together. Then face to face conversations should take place face to face, maximum efficiency and effectiveness. See, for example, you have to do the reviews to the customers and then the stakeholders. If there is any query or if there is any a requirement arised by the customer, if it is acceptable to be implemented to increase the efficiency and to increase the effectiveness, they are all welcome queries, and you have to make the changes into that. Working software, the primary measure of a progress is evaluated based on the working software created. You should, at the beginning of the project itself, you have to plan and you have to create a working software. Next one is a constant phase. Agile process is greatly beneficial when it comes to sustainable development. It is a constant phase. And take a simple example: working today for 12 hours and tomorrow only 2 hours is not acceptable. A consistent working, for example, every day 7 hours I need to work for this particular project, that will be always beneficial. The ninth one is nothing but you should have a very good design, and the design cannot be done only at a time. The design changes can be done, or the predictions of the designs will be keeps on changing it as the project progresses. Focusing on a technology excellence and good design can significantly affect agility. Next one is a simplicity. The amount of work not being done needs to be reduced. A simple process. You should not make it as a complicated processes. You have to make it as a very simple process. Next one is a self-organized teams end up providing the best architectures, designs, and requirements. You yourself should have the organized team where you will be able to give the best architects, best designs, and the requirements. The last one is nothing but reflection and adjustment. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective and then tunes and adjusts its behavior according to that. This they will be able to get they will be getting it review from the stakeholders, from the end users, from the other programmers, or maybe from the project managers, or maybe project leaders or team leaders, or maybe the third reviewer also will be able to give that, such that you will be able to do the reflection and adjustment in your project. We will see you in the next topics and all in the next class. Thank you so much.